There we go. 10 seconds later. Okay. We're ready to get building. So this is a Decision Maker kit from Cheney Electronics, formerly known as Electronic Goldmine. Although I guess really they're both the same company. They always kind of have been. They're just going through a little bit of rebranding right now. So, make sure everything's ready to go. And we'll get going on this. So as you can see here, these are my instructions. There's a parts list right here, but I've already kind of glanced over and just did a double check, make sure I had everything I'm supposed to have, and I do. And I also substituted my own crystal clear LEDs. Here's the kind of LEDs that came with it. It was diffused color. And then I have some of my own that I think would look better, so that's what I went with. Now, let's get right to it, because I gotta go to the grocery store. So, that looks like it's facing the right direction, and it marks the chip on this side near where positive goes in, so must be. Well, that's the first component I think I'll mount. No real reason. This is such a small board with a minimal amount of components. I'm not really very concerned about the order of which I'm sorting them in. And then I'm just gonna absolutely lather this thing with flux all the way down both ends. I should get one of those little spudgers, those little metal spudgers. Use that for spreading my flux around. Or maybe I should just get some of that liquid no clean flux. Get one of those no clean flux pens. You just kind of dab it on every connector you want to solder. I've never used it before, so I'm assuming it's not nearly as good as the real flux. Otherwise, why wouldn't everybody be using the no clean flux pens? Okay. That's all squared away. Now I need to get this set up so I can hold this still in one hand and just touch my soldering iron to the silver here, so I can do this all one-handed. Alright, this is a bad start. There we go. No, it doesn't want to... Oh, there we go. Okay. There you go, first pin's done. Now let's do a pin on the opposite corner so I don't have to hold it anymore. And there we go. Okay, I forgot to make marks so I know exactly when I'm in frame. But I took care of all the other issues. As you can tell, the fan's much more quieter. Now I have the, if you can see it, there it is. I have an exhaust tube. The fan is outside. Figured that would quiet things down a little bit. Shut my furnace off. Took care of all the other stuff, but forgot about the mark, so I know when I'm in frame. Oh well. One thing at a time, right? Ooh, darn, I just wrecked. Oh, yeah, what the hell? What did I do? Whoops. That was quite the mistake. There we go. No, still not all the way down. Boy, that was one hell of a mistake. I don't know how I did that. Just roasted the hell out of my finger too. Did you see that? Whoops. Alright. Oh, and I pushed the tabs out. Boy, that was a brutal mistake to make on the first component. Now all the pins are uneven on this side. Alright. Let's clean my tip real quick. We gotta start over. Okay. Good. Now, that looks, I don't know, it looks flat enough. I'm just gonna keep on trucking. So the camera's on right there. Okay. Hopefully my focus is better. I figured out the issue last time was that my phone has 3 different cameras that you can choose from, but it's not laid out like that where there's 3 different choices. You have to keep clicking the button that switches from the front to the back facing camera, and every time it switches back to the back camera, it chooses a random one of the 3. So you just have to keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until it looks right. So, I don't know, terrible design. Man, I don't know what's going on with the tip on my soldering iron must be dirty because it doesn't want to grab. These 2 were bonded together so I can bridge those. And then, oh, this, I accidentally bridged this. That's a bummer. I'm kind of surprised that it's, well, I know how to fix that. No, that etched straight into the board. Holy cow. Let's see. Some of this. Wow. I gotta, excuse me, I gotta look at this really close to my face. Don't they have a layout of what the, huh, I thought they did. Oh. I'm just a doofus. I didn't even see the pad under here, but these 2 are supposed to be bridged together. No wonder it was, you know, I didn't think I had came close enough to bridge it. Nope. I'm just a clown. Alright, let's get going on this. Okay. I'm going to try and make up for some lost time here. Just wasted about 10 minutes or so screwing around with that. Now let's hurry up. Oof. These are definitely my, not my highest quality solder joints. Another bridgeable gap right here. And nice and bridged up. Oh yeah. It'd be funny if I clip this. It is. It's way out of frame. It's amateur hour over here. And this exhaust tube is blocking my lighting. Silly. Oh well. That's just more room for improvement. That's all that is. And let's see, let me go back and fix this silly mistake I made here. Let's see, alright, that should be enough. Go ahead and put that right between the 2 of them. Oh yeah. Now they're all separate, except for the ones that are supposed to be bridged. Excellent. I'll do a little cleaning on my tip here, because for whatever reason the solder hasn't been wanting to grab. Alright. Now. Definitely not my best work, but it'll certainly do the job. Now, let's refer to the little pictogram here. The two indicators are going to be down there, L1 and L2. Now, L1 is green, L2 is red. So, L1 is green. What color is this? Red. There we go. There's my green. So this is going to be L1, since L1 is green. And the little black part is facing up. That is the negative side. So you can tell the negative side by both the short lead, and they'll have a little flat bit. If you can tell that it's flat right here. If I roll it over, you can see it's rounded. So flat part, short lead, it's got to be negative. On the drawing, negative goes up. So we got it pointing up. Now, I'm gonna see how far. Somewhere around right there. I think we'll be fine. Just a little bit off the surface of the board. And since it's kind of wedged in place, I'm not really worried about it falling out upside down, so just leave it like that. And we'll add the flux, the magic flux. Nah, it's just regular flux. Regular flux is magic. Alright. Now, say a little prayer. There we go, okay. I was getting nervous. Straighten the LED out. I was getting nervous the solder wasn't sticking. There we go. And I like to run the heat up the leg, kind of get the solder to come up a little bit. Instead of being like a flat blob on the ground, it's more like a cone shape. And then I cut it off right at the top of the cone. So, let's get a little more solder on there. God, maybe I should fix the focus next time. Just lock it in at close range. Whoop. There we go. Okay, so L1 is mounted. Now, not sure what one. Well, let me just cut these now. Oh. Get to recycle. Gotta melt these pins down one day. I'll have a brick of assorted metals. Alright, that's a little bit better. So, put that in, and that's in. Now while we're down here, I guess I might as well pop in the other LED. Now again, if you can see on the diagram, the black part is up on L2. That means negative goes up, and to find negative, you look for the short leads or the flat part. Same thing I just said 2 minutes ago. So, with the short lead facing up, slide that thing in, about the same distance, roughly. This is, Jank City Customs after all. We're not looking for perfection over here. Although I could certainly do a little better with my production. God, I'm going to set another world record here for the longest assembly time on the world's simplest electronics kit. Okay. Lather on the flux. Let's get a nice little ball on the tip of my soldering iron. And let the flux suck it away. There we go. Go ahead and repeat that. Perfect. Damn focus. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, and I already put my recycling bin back, so I'll just take those off by hand, throw them back down. Okay. Slow, steady progress. What's next? So yeah, I guess I'll just go from left to right and make things simple. R1 goes first. R1 is a 1K resistor. So, I don't remember the colors off the top of my head. So to make things real quick and easy, here's my tester. Pop this in 1 to 2, lock it down, test it. Oh, cool. Oh, I went 2 to 2. Alright, let's try that again. 80K, alright. So 82K is R2, so that must be R2. What's this one? Oh, my phone must be, the focus is used, it's got an infrared thing to measure the distance so it can set focus. And that's what this is picking up. Let's try that again. Aha. 991.9 ohms. That's pretty close to 1K, ain't it? So, there's my R1. The one we tested earlier was R2. And naturally, that means the only resistor left is R3. And there we go. So, R1. That goes over here on this far side, according to this diagram in the back. And this board is like, I don't know, it's like a cornfield in the Midwest, you know? It's just big, wide open spaces. I don't need to do any fancy bending or mount them standing upright. Although I do kind of like the looks of doing that, but just trying to get this thing assembled. And that little Tesla coil kit took me like an hour to assemble that thing. Oops, almost forgot the flex. Alright. Lathering on the flux. So I don't know if I explained how this thing is supposed to work. So basically, the IC, the only IC on this whole thing, is it's a quad pack NAND gate chip. Wow, that is hot stuff. So it's got 4 NAND gates in it, and as far as I know, only 3 of them are used. 2 of them are kind of linked together to form an oscillator, and when you press this button down, the button kind of, not just press, when you hold this button down, I believe, that initiates power to one half of the oscillator, which causes the other half to turn on, you know, and it oscillates. And that oscillation, one half of the oscillator drives one LED, the other half of the oscillator drives a third NAND gate, which in turn drives its own LED. So that's how you get the 2 LEDs flashing. So then as soon as you let go of this, that oscillation stops, and whichever light is on when you let go stays on. So basically you push the button down, lights start flashing, you look away, let go of the button, and it just stops on either red or green, and that's your yes or no answer. So that's why it's called the Decision Maker Kit. If you can't make your mind up, you just do that and it'll make your decisions for you. So that's R1 mounted. Recycle my little metal legs. Alright, now let's swiftly move on to R2, which goes directly next to R1. I'm going to make all the gold bands face the same way. Just because it's not quite the way I wanted it, but... Oh, jeez. I keep doing stuff out of frame. I gotta work on that. Okay. That is gonna be enough for me. Okay. And then I think I'm gonna have to do the same thing where I burn the hell out of my finger holding it in place while I tack the first half. I could work one of these under there and blah 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 blah, but you know, it just feels quicker to do this, so that's what I'm gonna do. There we go. Okay. Let's load up a blob of solder. Adequately sized blob. Make sure this resistor's flush. And then try and let go. Perfect. Didn't burn myself. Can you believe it? Alright. So oh, that's not nearly enough solder. There we go. Alright. There we go. Didn't want to take for some reason. Okay. Should probably clean the tip off. I've been working with a lot of flux. Okay. Get some solder to adhere to it. Yep. Good. Okay. Now, I'll go ahead and trim these legs off. Yeah, I guess that's the next thing I need to work on is getting the focus. I don't know if I'm gonna lock it in at a certain distance because I do sometimes need to focus on the back. Okay, I guess that doesn't really work either. Jeez. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Anyway, so there's R1 and R2 mounted. Naturally, we're going to move right on to R3. And I think I'll continue my trend of putting all the gold bands facing up. The gold bands, you know, resistors are not directional. I mean, I'm sure that's obvious to a lot of you, but I'm sure some of you are here just because you find this interesting and you don't know much about electronics, so I'll fill you in. Resistors are not directional. So it doesn't matter what way we put these in. The circuit will work just the same. But, so having the tolerance, the gold bands all pointing the same direction is purely based on looks. There is no other reason to have them all facing the same way. So, back to the flux. It always comes back to the flux, doesn't it? Yeah, let me know in the comments, anybody watching this later on. I'm interested what the deal is with that no clean flux. I've never used it before. I'm thinking about getting a tube of it, but I'm concerned that it's just not nearly as good as regular flux. Because if it was just as good as regular flux, then how come not everybody's using it? Yeah, no. Anyways, maybe you gotta keep it refrigerated. I know the liquid flux some people use with SMD stuff. You need to keep it refrigerated. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. Maybe you do. So let me know in the comments. Now, let's see. All that's left is the power leads, the capacitor, and the switch. And this is an electrolytic capacitor. Naturally, that means there is an electrolyte inside of it, and that's how it that's required for its function. Now, you can tell what way negative is by this black band with the two negative signs in it. And again, the short lead, that's something that's pretty ubiquitous. Short lead's almost always the negative side. Of course, there's always some rare circumstances where it's not, but you can pretty much rest assured that 9 times out of 10, the short lead is the negative side. And in this drawing, the positive side is pointing up to the switch, negative side is down towards the IC. So that's how I've installed it. Now the holes are too far apart. I would have loved to get this down flush to the board, but the holes are too far apart. I could do some fancy bending with the leads. How long has this been going on? 25 minutes for this goddamn thing? Alright. Maybe. I'll do it anyways. Alright, yeah. I'll bend this out just a little. That way I can get the capacitor closer to the board. And then this one, just want to straighten it. Alright, so let's try that. There. Now it's nice and close. Okay, double check. Yep, negatives facing the IC. We're ready to rock and roll here. Get some more flux on this bad Larry. Maybe not that much. That was a little too much. Alright. Oh, God. This is turning into a disaster scene. Got a blob ready to go. There it goes. There we go. Excellent. Okay, now. So far, not looking bad. Yeah. And that doesn't, oh, there we go. Okay. Looks pretty even to me. All right. Lather it up. Boy, I'm gonna need about a gallon of deoxit to clean all this crap up. Alright. Let's do this real quick like. One ball, two, another ball of solder on there. 3, ball of solder on there. 4. There we go. Switch is mounted. Yup. Okay, so we need to put on the power leads, drop the IC in, and test her out. Now. Oh, no, I should probably clean the flux off before I go testing anything. Alright. Let's see. Red goes directly next to the IC. Yep. Okay. So, we'll check that is directly next to the IC. Get this down here. And... Okay. That should be just fine. Normally I just, hold the board with one hand and a wire at 2 fingers and solder it in that way, but I'm trying to go back to using these helping hands. I worked without it for so long, I got a little too used to working without it. Okay. Last wire. Yeah, I want to make one of those, I think Lyle sells some of them. It's helping hands are specifically designed for working like under a dashboard. Like say you've got a wiring harness with, a bundle of wires and it's torn like that. There's these 2 alligator clips held together very closely by a U at the bottom. So you clamp this wire and you clamp that wire and you can hold them very close together underneath the dashboard, with limited space. So I was looking at some of them, and they're like they're like $30, and it's literally just 2 alligator clips held together by a little piece of copper wire. So I think I'm gonna try and make my own. Maybe that'd be a good idea for a short, I think. All right, so now we've got our power leads in. Let's see. Yep. Okay. I believe that's everything. We'll just drop the IC in and test. Oh no. That's the second time I forgot. Let me clean the flux first. On low. Nope. Low. Yes. Okay. All right. Didn't do nearly as good of a job as I expected, but I got a decent amount off of there. Okay. And then I got... Yeah, I gotta work on the lighting too. That's terrible. I got an exhaust tube in here that's blocking my lighting, so I don't know. I have to do something about that for future streams. But anyways, I just use this this toothpick, make sure that all the flux is out from in between these pins. Yeah, I don't think I have any other really close contacts to worry about. Yeah, should be just fine. Okay. So let's see. For any of you that missed it, we have a well, I don't even have it in yet. This chip is got 4 NAND gates in it, and 2 of them are set up to oscillate when you hold the button down, and then one of those 2 has an LED that it's driving while it oscillates. The other one oscillates on and off a 3rd NAND gate, and that 3rd NAND gate drives the other light. So it's just an oscillator that flashes 2 lights. And when you let go of the button, it stops oscillating, and that's how you make decisions. Pins are a little wider than the slot. There we go. Man, I can't tell if it's just... Yeah. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Got the pins a little bent there. Let's see if I can't fix that. Goodness gracious. Alright, what ones were the problems? These ones? Oh, because that thing's... Yeah, sorry I'm out of frame. I'm just trying to... Gotta get this real close to my eyes to see what the hell is going on here. Yeah, this is like too wide. Push those in a little. Little by little. And that one's in now. Okay. Let's try that again. Line up the notch on each one of these things. Then try and line up the pins. Now, before we go pushing and squeezing, make sure these are all lined up. Oh, and that one slipped out, of course. There we go. There we go. Good grief, huh? Well, we're all set now. Let's test it out. Got a battery up here. Whoa. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it seems to be working a little. I'm not really sure what the issue is. Yeah, there we go. Working fine. Oh. Anyways. So, should I post this to YouTube? Yes? Okay.